Stop lying to yourself that anxiety isn't just stress. It's not just a tough week. It's not just the economy right now. That tightness in your chest isn't because you're too sensitive or not disciplined enough. It's a direct transmission from your soul, a signal that you are living out of alignment with your natural frequency. You feel it right now, don't you? That pressure behind your ribs, like a clenched fist squeezing your heart. The way your thoughts spiral when you open your email and see another bill you can't pay. The exhaustion so deep, it doesn't just live in your body, it lives in your bones, making you want to crawl under the covers and never come out. This isn't weakness. This isn't a personality flaw. This is your soul screaming because it's being drowned out by a frequency that isn't yours. You've been told your whole life that you need to work harder, manifest more, pray louder. You've been sold the idea that success is a matter of willpower, that if you just try one more time, if you just believe one more time, if you just push through one more day, everything will click. But what if the problem isn't your effort? What if the problem isn't your faith or your discipline? What if the problem is something far more concrete and biological? What if the organ responsible for connecting you to the universe has been shrunk by years of chronic stress? That's right, your hippocampus, the part of your brain that should be humming with the frequency of abundance, of flow, of effortless receiving, has been compressed into silence. Not metaphorically, literally shrunk, like a muscle that atrophies from disuse. Let me give you a real example. Take Sarah, a woman I worked with last year. She was a high school teacher, making $48,000 a year. She worked 50-hour weeks, graded papers until midnight, and still couldn't cover her rent in her small apartment outside Philadelphia. She'd wake up at 3:17 a.m. every single night, her mind racing. What if the furnace breaks? What if I get sick? What if I can't pay my student loans? She'd lie there, heart pounding, until her alarm went off at 6 a.m. She tried everything: side gigs, budgeting, apps, even a second job at a coffee shop on weekends. But no matter how much she did, the anxiety never went away. Then she learned about the hippocampus. She started doing daily theta sound sessions. Within 3 weeks, she stopped waking up at night. Within 6 weeks, she was offered a promotion she hadn't even applied for. Within 8 weeks, she refinanced her mortgage and cut her housing costs in half. Her hippocampus wasn't just shrinking, it was regenerating. And her life changed with it. This isn't some abstract theory. This is happening in real bodies. Right now, all around you, you've been living in what I call the slave wave beta, the frantic energy of survival. The same energy that keeps you awake at night, calculating how to cover rent. The same energy that makes you feel like you're drowning, even when you're working yourself to the bone for someone else's dream. This isn't your natural state. This isn't who you were born to be. The world has been programmed consciously or unconsciously to keep you in this frequency. The system thrives when you're exhausted. It thrives when you're desperate. It thrives when you're too overwhelmed to question question why things are the way they are. But here's the soul-shattering truth. You were never meant to live like this. You were not born to spend your days calculating survival. You were not born to feel like a cog in someone else's machine. Your soul did not incarnate into this world to spend its precious time worrying about whether you can afford groceries. This week, you were meant for more, so much more. The deep reason you are going through this pain is specifically because of your shrunken hippocampus. That is the root cause. It's not your personality. It's not your luck. It's not your bad habits. It's a biological reality. Stress hormones like cortisol don't just make you feel bad. They physically shrink the hippocampus. They reduce its volume. They impair its ability to connect you to intuition, to abundance, to the flow state where solutions appear without force. When your hippocampus is shrunk, you can't hold a peaceful state. You can't receive inspiration. You can't access the part of your mind that knows the universe is conspiring in your favor. You're stuck in survival mode. And survival mode doesn't create wealth, it creates survival. So if you want to start changing this reality today by simply regrowing this connection with a sound wave, then click the link in the description right now and change your life today. But before you do that, let me show you exactly how power has been keeping this secret from you. Because this isn't just a personal problem, it's a systemic one. For decades, intelligence agencies like the CIA have studied frequencies that alter consciousness. They've known the power of theta waves to regenerate the brain, to open the mind to solutions beyond logic, to access states of heightened intuition and problem solving. They've conducted experiments with binaural beats, isochronic tones, and other sound technologies to induce theta states in subjects. Some of these experiments were designed for espionage, implanting ideas, enhancing memory, creating states of suggestibility. Others were focused on healing using sound to regenerate brain tissue, to reverse cognitive decline, to alleviate PTSD. But here's what they didn't do. They didn't share this with you. Why would they? If you could access abundance without working 80 hours a week, the system of struggle wouldn't function anymore. If you could receive inspired ideas effortlessly instead of grinding through spreadsheets, the economy, as we know it, would start to crack. If you could heal your brain with sound instead of expensive therapy or medication, the entire mental health industry would lose its grip on you. They've kept this knowledge locked away because your struggle is profitable for them. You've been taught that wealth comes from struggle, that money is earned through pain, that abundance is the result of sacrifice. But what if wealth comes from frequency? What if the real currency isn't dollars, it's brain? States the wealthy don't stress about money because their brains operate in theta. They receive ideas. They see opportunities others miss. They move through life with effortless flow. While you're stuck calculating every penny, that isn't luck, that's a different brain state. And you can reclaim it. Let me tell you about Mark. was a software engineer making six figures, but he was miserable. He worked 70-hour weeks, barely slept, and felt like he was running on fumes. He'd lie in bed at night replaying every mistake he'd made that day, convinced he was one slip up away from being fired. He tried meditation, journaling, therapy, but nothing stuck. Then he discovered theta sound waves. Within a month, his sleep improved. Within 2 months, he started noticing opportunities he'd never seen before: new projects, networking events, even a side business idea that just popped into his head during a session. Within 6 months, he negotiated a remote work arrangement and cut his work hours in half while increasing his income by 40%. His brain wasn't just calmer, it was more creative, more receptive, more abundant. The difference between you and a billionaire isn't how hard they work. It's the frequency they live in. When you're in beta, the world feels like a closed door. Every path forward seems blocked. Every opportunity feels like it's just out of reach. The system is rigged against you, and you're too tired to fight it. When you're in theta, the world feels like an open field of possibilities. Doors appear that you didn't even know existed. Ideas flow to you like water. Solutions present themselves without effort. The billionaire's brain is calm. Your brain right now is frantic. That's not who you are. That's what this world has done to you. You've prayed for miracles, but your brain wasn't tuned to receive them. You've meditated, but couldn't quiet the noise because your hippocampus was too shrunk to hold a peaceful state. You've tried manifestation, but felt like you were shouting into the void because your connection to the universe was broken. This isn't spiritual failure. This is biological sabotage. Your prayers weren't going unanswered. They were going unheard. Your mantras weren't ineffective. They were being drowned out by the static of a brain operating in survival mode. Your affirmations weren't weak. They were being silenced by the shrill alarm of a hippocampus under siege. I know what you're thinking, but I have been working so hard. I have been trying everything. I have been faithful. And I believe you. I believe you've been doing your best with what you knew, but knowledge is power. And right now you're operating with a deficit. You've been taught to fix the surface, the thoughts, the habits, the routines. But no one taught you that the real problem is beneath the surface. It's in your hippocampus. It's in your brain chemistry. It's in the very structure of your nervous system. Think about it this way: if you have a vitamin D deficiency, no amount of positive thinking will fix it. You can't manifest more sunlight. You can't pray for your body to produce more vitamin D. You need to give your body what it's missing. Your brain is the same way. If your hippocampus is shrunk, no amount of manifesting will restore it. You need to stimulate its growth. You need to send it the right signals. And that's exactly what the 7-minute sound ritual does. The good news is that frequencies can rewire your brain. Sound waves specifically designed to stimulate theta can regenerate your hippocampus overnight. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to try harder. You need to reset your brain. The 7-minute sound ritual does exactly that. It's not a prayer, it's not positive thinking. It's a biological intervention that restores your natural state of abundance. Imagine waking up without that weight on your chest. Imagine money appearing when you least expect it, not as a result of another exhausting hustle, but as a natural flow of life. Imagine intuition, so strong it guides you to opportunities you'd never see in. Beta, imagine stress melting away like ice in sunlight, replaced by a deep sense of trust that everything is working out for you. Imagine looking at your bank account and feeling a sense of ease instead of dread. Imagine going to sleep without your mind racing through every possible disaster scenario. Imagine waking up and feeling excited about the day ahead, not because you have to, but because you get to. This isn't fantasy. This is neuroscience. This is biology. This is your birthright being returned to you. Your hippocampus is designed to regenerate. It's one of the few areas of the brain that can produce new neurons throughout your life, a process called neurogenesis, and it thrives in theta states. When you listen to the right sound waves, you're not just relaxing, you're triggering a cascade of healing in your brain. You're sending a signal to your hippocampus. It's safe to grow again, it's safe to receive, it's safe to connect. You've been patient, you've been faithful, you've worked until your hands bled, but the universe isn't rewarding your effort, it's rewarding your frequency. And right now, your frequency is broken. The sound ritual isn't a shortcut, it's a correction, like taking vitamin D when you're deficient, like charging your phone when it's dead. Your brain needs this reset, and it's waiting for you. The link in the description holds the key to your freedom. It's not a product, it's a tool of liberation. It's science meeting spirituality to return you to your natural state. Your hippocampus is waiting to regrow. Your theta waves are waiting to flow. Your abundance is waiting to appear. All you have to do is accept this gift. You deserve this. You deserve to wake up without dread. You deserve money that flows to you effortlessly. You deserve to feel the universe's love instead of its silence. You deserve to know deep in your bones that you are supported, that you are guided, that you are exactly where you need to be. The old you would hesitate, the old you would overthink, the old you would say this is too good to be true, or I don't have time for this, or I'll try it later. But the new you knows this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is how you stop struggling. This is how you start living. The universe has been trying to reach you through your hippocampus this whole time, through the quiet nudges, the sudden insights, the moments of intuition. But your brain wasn't in a state to receive them. Now it can be. The 7-minute sound ritual isn't just another audio track, it's a transmission, a direct line to your hippocampus, a reset button for your entire nervous system. It's designed to do one thing: return you to the frequency you were born, into the frequency of abundance, the frequency of flow, the frequency of effortless receiving. I've seen this work for hundreds of people who were drowning in debt, people who felt trapped in jobs They hated people who couldn't seem to catch a break, no matter how hard they tried. And in every single case, the turning point was the same. They stopped trying to force life to work their way. They stopped believing that struggle was the only path to success. They stopped waiting for a miracle. And instead, they created the conditions for one by resetting their brain. The link is waiting for you. It's not a sales pitch, it's an invitation. An invitation to return to who you truly are, to step out of the slave wave and into the flow of your natural frequency, to stop fighting against a system that was never designed for you, and instead to reclaim the power that was always yours. The universe has been calling you home. Your hippocampus has been waiting to regrow. Your theta waves have been waiting to flow. All you have to do is say yes, click the link, start the ritual, return to the frequency that is yours by birthright. The old patterns will start to fall away. The new ones will take their place. And one day soon you'll wake up and realize, I'm not struggling anymore. I'm not forcing life to work. I'm simply receiving. And that's when you'll know you've found your way back.